A Tiger in the Zoo by Leslie Norris centers around the agony and helplessness of a caged tiger. A contrast has been drawn between the life of a tiger as a free animal in the forest and of that of a caged animal in the zoo. He stalks in his vivid stripes, the few steps of his cage, on pads of velvet quiet, in his quiet rage. In this stanza, the poet explains that the tiger in the zoo, moves around in his cage under his brightly colored skin. He goes on to say that the tiger can only take a few steps because the cage is too small and it is difficult for such a grand, majestic animal to move around in such a small, enclosed space. His footsteps are unheard because he has very soft feet like velvet, and there is no sound of the tiger's footsteps. The tiger attempts to control his rage by quietly walking around the confines of his cage. He is irritated, frustrated, but he is not free. He should be lurking in shadows, sliding through long grass near the water hole where the plum deer pass. So, according to the poet, the tiger should have been free. He should have been hiding right now behind the long grass near the water bodies so that he could easily hunt a deer for food. So the poet is saying that a tiger's natural life is to hunt and rest and then to hunt and enjoy his freedom in the jungle. Whereas now the tiger is caged, he cannot move around, he is not free to enjoy his life. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws terrorizing the village. So now the poet says that if the tiger would have been free, he would have snarled around the houses on the outskirts of the forest. With his razor sharp teeth and claws, he would terrorize the people. The people living in the villages would have been terrified. But he's locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. So now a conclusion has been drawn by the poet of the reality of the tiger inside the cage. The poet claims that the tiger is imprisoned in a strong cell made of strong material. Because the tiger is imprisoned, his ferocity is also imprisoned. His power, his strength is also imprisoned. He just stalks around in the cage because his power is confined and limited by the cage. He never tries to terrorize the visitor. He hardly pays attention to the visitors and ignores them. So, as a result, he never attempts to terrorize the visitors because he cannot attack them. So, he just ignores them. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. So the poet says that the tiger hears the patrolling cars in the middle of the night. The cars, police vehicles that are used to patrol at night. So the tiger hears the sounds of these cars at night and then looks up at the stars with his shining eyes. The poet wishes to express that the tiger is sad and he's feeling helpless because he's confined in the cage. He's not free. As a result, stares at the stars in the night, just hoping and to divert his thoughts so that he's just hoping that one day he would be free. Some questions related to the poem could be name some types of tigers. So you could mention Bengal tiger, Siberian tiger, Sumatran tiger. Okay, so these are some types of tiger, and you could even be asked a few lines about tiger. So they are the world's largest cat, and they have a stripe pattern which is quite unique. So they belong to the cat family, and they have stripes on their body, unique stripes. So such type of points could be asked. Some of the literary devices used is personification, like the tiger it has been presented as like the movements, like it's written he stalks. So these show that the that personification has been used. Then we have a quiet rage, which is an oxymoron, the use of adjectives opposite in meaning together. Alliteration is there, like the phrase plump pass, and imagery has been used. The word like snarling, which is again onomatopoeia, has been used as literary devices in this poem.